It was your face after I said you was like, oh. Yeah, you got that one, homie.
Oh man, yo,
I'm
that is
good.
yeah.
I'm good.
All right, that's yo, that's definitely definitely my bad on that one, man. Oh man, that's okay. All right, let me regroup because yeah. Again, like if y'all in the line sheet early, man, I keep on forgetting to tell y'all we going live, but
We here.
this is in case you didn't figure out, this is the Westerbros, and there is some Game of Thrones news that we're going to talk about because you know what I'm saying. We love Game of Thrones. That's like one of the early joints that we did together that we actually, okay, so let me just say the origin of Westerbros. We was like, yo, we want to do House of the Dragon. We were both going to watch. I said, let's just do the pod. So we were going to call it. Came up with the name on the fly. Apparently some other people had this a long time ago. I didn't know about that prior to, and I don't care because they're not doing the pod no more. So that's that. And then we did it. And this was like, let's say 21, 22?
21. Yeah.
TikTok was popping. That's when like TikTok
was peak.
Oh my God, yo, we was
TikTok
getting
was
numbers
peak.
on TikTok, yo. And then the dearth of 2024 came and it's been dead ever since. But and then you know, Trump happened. But you know, he got it back for us though.
Remember Vine? Remember that was
I do remember Vine. I did not get on Vine.
I never got on Vine either.
Yeah, like the kids was on Vine. It's crazy because I'm not sure if you don't know, like before TikTok it was Musically. And there was this app called Musically where essentially people would just like they had like songs and people would like, you know, upload do dances and stuff. So like the whole like dance portion of TikTok minus the social network aspects of it.
Okay.
So people go to do covers and do dances and crap. Like I didn't even know about it. And then like one day, Musically turned into TikTok, and it's been a rap after that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what AI is talking to you right now, but now so like so after that, like it's just been TikTok has been like the thing, and you know it just kind of blew up. You know what's crazy now?
What's that?
Let's say people get monetized, right? And this is so crazy. So unless you like those Halo people, like the Charlie D'Amelio's, or like you know people who got like you know mad stupid followers that they just pump money into, the way they monetize, right? It has to be through the FYP. So people watching views, if their views come from their following, they don't count for monetization. They have to come from the For You page. So this is one creator. I think you know her. Her name is Jessica Lee. You heard of Jessica Lee before?
Yes.
Jessica Lee, also known back in on YouTube as Jessica Locks, because she used to do lock stuff. She also works on MTV. When MTV had their they had a show talking about like black people stuff, and she was up there doing skits and sketches. Yeah, very funny, very talented. She could sing and play the ukulele. Anyway, she was like, yeah, so this is what I did 4 million views last month, but only 2.3 counted. So because of that, I only get this much amount. I was like, dang.
That's cold.
That is, cold.
That's cold
world.
Blooded.
You know what I'm saying? As J. Cole would say. But nah, yo, like, yeah, so during that time, like, numbers was pumping on TikTok. I was pushing it. And we was having a bunch of fun and still doing the, of course, still doing the YouTube thing as our were, like our core stuff was going. But yeah, we definitely had a lot of fun doing that first season of House of Dragon.
Oh yeah.
And my God, yo.
It was
because
so
before
much
we started, like he's talking about Hoodie Damon. Hoodie Damon was on. Talking about just basically like Damon. The whole first season was Damon.
Yeah, the Viserys Health Watch.
Oh my God.
Hey man, if y'all want some top tier stuff, my man, go back and go to you know, go right here on YouTube on the Upon Further Review podcast and go under the house under the Westerbros show. It is right there. That first season we was on some peak stuff right there. Yeah,
it was peak, bruv. It was peak. I'm telling you,
bruv.
It was so good. Like that, like Westerbros season, like first season House of Dragon. House of Dragon season 2 left us on the biggest. How can I put this politely?
Hey, keep it real, man.
It was the biggest tease in life.
Yes.
Like they said, hey, do you want to come over later on? He's like, yeah, I do want to come over later on. And it was like, he's like, my man, my period is on.
Oh, no, you want to know what it is, Rashad? Let's take it back, Rashad. Let's take it back to college. You know what it is? It was, hey, come on through or whatever. All right, cool, bet. I'm down. She comes over and she has an overnight bag. And she has on her, hey, I'm down for the get down, like sweatpants, t-shirt, her hair's in a wrap, you know what I'm saying? With a scarf on or whatnot. And she falls asleep on you.
Yeah, because that last episode was definitely the
yeah. Falls asleep on you.
Dang, yo.
You sitting there looking, and next thing you know, you look to your side and be like, man, this.
You just get here to get a good 8 nights, 8 hours of sleep.
Definitely.
You can't. Did you come here to get REM? That's hilarious. Anyway, but nah, yo, like that's. Sorry, guys. That's not family friendly tangent, but still, like that. Yeah, House of the Dragon season 1, season 2 was okay.
Yeah,
we still had fun with it, but that season 1 though.
Yeah,
Liddy Damon, Viserys Health Watch, watching
basically watching the blackest stuff happen with the Velaryons.
Velaryons.
I just want to say this, for real. Remember the outrage by certain people that they made the Velaryons like black, and and then of course the term that we hate the most started. The Game of Thrones is trying to be woke, and this. Shut up,
Yo, I'm telling you, my favorite episode still to this day
is Lena's funeral. Black funeral. Black funeral.
Oh my god! If y'all do anything, I think that episode's episode 5 or 6.
Yeah, because so much happened that you had the black funeral. You saw Vaemon really starting to pour on your little bastard kids ain't no Velaryons in his little speech. You saw young Aemon finally claim his dragon, which was in the claim
which
Vhagar.
Was the same episode.
Yeah, same episode. He claimed Vhagar. You saw the cousins jumping another cousin or a family they don't like or whatever. Oh my God, it was so peak or whatever. You saw Daemon finally clap Rhaenyra cheeks in that episode. Also, that was also probably the worst thing about that season was them shooting this in the sun in the daytime and then trying to shade it in the dark because of because of the blowback from the Battle of Winterfell from the original series.
And the sad part, like, it still was trash. I'm like, dog, like, why did y'all? That's one of the film techniques that I despise.
Yeah,
like shoot that hoe at night for real. Stop playing. Like I get it. It's probably easier to manipulate, also easier on people's schedules and stuff. But like, y'all already did shooting for God knows how long. It's gonna be nighttime sooner than later. So
yeah, pretty much.
I'm trying to figure out like what y'all doing. That's right. that joint. That joint is trash. Hold on, I'm trying to see what episode that is. That is episode number 7.
That was 7.
Mark.
Okay,
Driftmark.
Yeah, Driftmark. Yeah.
Go back to the playlist if you're on YouTube. Episode season 1, episode 7 of Game of Thrones. I'm sorry, House of Dragon.
House of Dragon.
And you know who directed that one? Our old buddy Miguel Sapochnik. Yeah, I think we might have missed just a tad bit of him last season.
Yeah, because that's when he's no longer the showrunner. He is no longer the showrunner.
He departed for unknown reasons. But hopefully we can return to form. All right, let's go and get started.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
we're stupid, yo. All right. Hey, what's up, Miss Rashad? Antonio, we are the Westerbros, back with a little bit of news. You know what it is, the Targaryens, 3-headed dragon. And yeah, man, we are always glad to be back to talk anything Game of Thrones related. We got some updates for some shows, and then we're going to give you the big news at the end because that is it's called a tease in the biz. So all right, y'all. What was your bit of news?
The one you said you didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So there apparently has been 2 spin-off shows that have been greenlit.
Oh,
the big news, well, I'm not gonna say greenlit, that are in development, and they could be happening. One of the shows is the big news one, that we will give at the end of us telling it. But this one I heard I was interested in, but they're not sure whether it's going to be this. It's between 2 stories, okay? Of course, we're going to possibly one of the series is basically
I never forgot, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Rashad Antonio? So unprofessional today. All right, yeah. Got some Game of Thrones news to talk about, and Tony was just telling us that there is a potential series about what?
Okay, our favorite dysfunctional Westerosi family, the Targaryens, and this is another prequel. So we're going to get to the end of this, and we're going to tell you what the one that we believe has been pretty much greenlit is going to happen. But there are 2 more that may happen, or it's going to be one of the other. Okay.
Oh, okay.
One of the other or 2. So the first one, and I was interested in seeing this anyway if they do it. We're going to go a couple of years, maybe about, let's say about 50 years or so after the House of the Dragon, Dance of Dragons, and that would be the first Blackfyre rebellion.
Oh, okay.
The first Blackfyre rebellion. So, little context for that for people who are like, the hell is the Blackfyre rebellion? So, the Blackfyre rebellion basically is another Civil War-esque Targaryen battle. By this point, dragons are kind of obsolete because they, spoiler warning, most of the dragons are dead, or else if they're born, they're like the size of cats and dogs. They don't become the great dragons, and whatever that we know of. And at this time, the worst king that is recorded in Westerosi history is on the throne, and his name is Aegon the Unworthy. Aegon the Unworthy, they say, used to be a great knight, and he started off as a good king. But, remember we laughed at how, Robert, they said, became a gluttonous. This dude took what Robert did to the max. To the max. Like, this dude became, like, basically morbidly obese. He's a Targaryen, morbidly obese. He's just hoeing around. He has, like, so many bastard kids. But unlike other, kings that have all these bastard children, they'd be like, hey, keep them kids away from me. He brings most of his bastard kids to court. And they're part of
honorable man.
To the court or whatever. And on his deathbed, he does something that throws the, the realm into a tizzy. He legitimizes all his bastards.
Damn.
He legitimizes all of his bastards. And and I'll just say 2, probably the most well-known of the bastards that we know about, we actually see in the OG series. It is none other than the Blood Raven, Brendan Rivers, aka the 3-eyed Raven. The old nigga that's in the tree, north of the wall, who trained Bran and everything. He was what, man? What I say?
Oh god, that's so funny. Go ahead, Tony.
The old nigga in the tree. Yeah, the old nigga in the tree. Or whatever. He's the one that trained, that we see in the OG series Bran to become the new Three-Eyed Raven or whatever. But one of the bastards he legitimized was a bastard known as give me 1 second, I'll give you the name. But anyway, he legitimizes all his bastards. And there are several Daemon Blackfyre. He legitimizes his son Daemon, and he looks just like a Targaryen and everything. And what do we know in the pathos of Game of Thrones is known as Blackfyre, the Targaryen sacred Valyrian seal sword. We finally see it in House of the Dragon, where Viserys is, he's always has it, and he's talking this not the cat's paw, but the actual sword. You see it actually in the first episode of the pilot episode when he questions Daemon on whether or not he said the king that wasn't the heir for a day thing. He's actually holding that sword there. Yeah. So he legitimizes all his bastards, and he really had a thing for Daemon because apparently he didn't like his legitimate children because he felt that his legitimate children were fathered by his brother with his wife because his brother was a Kingsguard, and he always was kind of tripping off of that. So he legitimized Daemon and then gifted him the Valyrian seal sword, Blackfyre, the Targaryen sword of Blackfyre. And so what Daemon said was, bet. That's going to be my new surname, Daemon Blackfyre. And what he did was his sigil was the inverse of this. A black 3-headed dragon on a red field.
Oh. Okay.
And there were actually people in the kingdom that preferred Daemon more than, his legitimate kids or whatever. So that's what happens. The Blackfyre Rebellion starts. It was a couple of Blackfyre Rebellions, but from what I hear, this show that they possibly will focus on the very first Blackfyre Rebellion because of so many people. You're going to see the Blood Raven. You'll see what happened to him, how he became a member of the Night Watch, and all that good stuff like that. So that is one, spinoff that is being talked about that could happen. And once again, all these Targaryen stories are coming from the Fire and Blood book, which is the anthology of the Targaryens, which is only like really each story is a couple of chapters, because just to let you guys know, House of the Dragon fans, it's only going to be four seasons of this. They already said it. It's 4 seasons.
Yeah.
We already done 2. We about to get to season 3, which hopefully, I'm not going to say hopefully, I know it's going to be fire, no pun intended. And then we're going to get the finale. The other show that is possibly being talked about, not the surprise one that me and Rashad are going to talk about, but this is the other one. I'm hearing it's either going to be the Blackfyre Rebellion or they're going to really do Robert's Rebellion. And it's either going to be a show or possibly a 3-part movie or something like that.
Interesting.
That is, that is what's been going on in the social fear of what's with House of the Dragon, those things, along with what has been for the most part greenlit, Rashad. So what is your opinion on what I just told you about that?
Hey, I am loving that idea. I'm not really much for Robert's Rebellion because that's like for me that's like kind of too close to the regular Game of Thrones timeline, but I would not mind seeing a Blackfyre's Rebellion. Mm-hmm. Especially because to me, I think that's probably if they do that, that's just a smart thing because it's close to where House of Dragon is. Mm-hmm. It's not a lot of background that the casual viewer has to, go back and be researching and, online a whole lot and watching 80 YouTube videos, kind of figure out what the hell is going on. Mm-hmm. You can just kind of jump right into it because the names and the places are going to be fairly relative. Mm-hmm. So that I'll actually like that idea. The small bit of news that I heard, which is I'm glad they're doing this, it's like very smart. Okay. For the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, they're gonna be doing this concurrently. So they're not gonna stop production essentially because the kid is like 10 years old. Yeah. Like the actor. Matter of fact, he was, because remember, they casting him in like 2022. So
Yeah.
this was like pandemic. Like they did this over Zoom. So
Yeah.
he's probably like 12, 13 right now. So they're not gonna wait and do the because I think them like 3 seasons of this. So
Yeah.
so they're not gonna wait and watch him be looking like Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things. That man is a grown man right now. So
Right.
they're not gonna do that and try to age him down. So I'm glad they're gonna go ahead and just get that out the way. Kind of almost like like old school, like kind of like Harry Potter did. They was recording them hoes
Yeah, they
back to
did
back
them
to
like back
back,
to back.
and to watch them grow into adults. So yeah, that was my one bit of news.
And here's the thing about that show. I'm really interested in that show. And you know why they could do that back to back? Because they don't have to worry about the budget of trying to do the dragons. Because them
Very
dragons
true.
gone at this point.
Nah, ain't no
Because
dragons.
this point, I think Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, which is based off the book Dunk, The Tales of Dunk and Egg. I think that's like another 50 or 70 years after the Blackfyre, all the Blackfyre rebellions are done. Because if y'all, some of y'all don't know, the egg that they're talking about is Aegon, is another Aegon. And this is the egg that is Maester Aemon's younger brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Maester
Remember, Miss
Maester
Amos
Aemon
from
from the OG series
OG series. Yeah,
who was the Maester at the Wall, and he, what I'm saying, he's the one that revealed to Jon that he turned the crown down after his older brothers kind of his older brothers passed away, and they wanted him to do it, and he was like, man, I'm a knight of the what I'm saying, I'm a watcher of the wall. I can't do it. And he talked about it. And on his deathbed, remember when Sam and Gilly, let him hold the baby? He was like, Egg, it's Egg. It's just like Egg, my brother. So,
yeah.
so yeah. So you might see possibly a teenage, what I'm saying, a teenage Maester Aemon, in this teenage Maester Aemon for that series, man. And I'm really excited about that series. I know it hasn't been a lot of promotion for it. There ain't really been no. You've seen very little set shots, what I'm saying, pictures and everything for this show, and we haven't even gotten a trailer for it. And it's supposed to drop what, October, November, maybe?
Yeah. Give me a sec. I'll find out.
Yeah, and we ain't seen nothing for it. So I'm gonna say this: I wouldn't be surprised within the next month or so we finally see a trailer, and HBO's probably not even gonna give a teaser. They're gonna probably be like, "Here you go. Here's the full blown trailer." You know what I'm saying? Trailer for this to kind of get the juices flowing and get people who are Game of Thrones fans to get what I'm saying, get reunited and hyped up. You know what I'm saying, for this, because I was telling some people about this that are Game of Thrones fans, and they was like, I didn't even know anything about this or whatever. They were thinking the next spinoff was Snow. I said, Snow ain't happening.
Ever.
Snow Snow ain't happening. And I seen some people that thought, well, I done seen on the social something about a show with Arya and her adventures. I said, man, don't stop looking at that AI generated stuff. That's not happening. That's not happening either.
Exactly.
Or whatever,
Yeah, I don't see a release date for this at
Okay.
all. Like I'm just looking real quick. I'm just seeing a bunch of nothing. Let me go to the wiki again.
Well, last we saw when HBO showed their stuff that's supposed to come out 2025, they did have it up there. But
Yeah, it's like a small, like very small clip because it was
yeah,
in like a in a sizzle reel,
yeah,
as they
sizzle
call it,
reel,
as they call it in the
in the biz.
nah, but no actual. It just says late 2025.
Okay,
So you're right. It's gonna be if it's gonna be late, it's gonna be probably fourth quarter. So let's just say October, November.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, once again, of course, George R. R. Martin is going to be a big part of this. That's one thing that they HBO seem to be doing right now, especially with the prequel stuff. I guess after D&D kind of screwed the proverbial pooch with the final season, really the final season, and somewhat of the second to last season of Game of Thrones or what, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, or whatever. They're going with George with the source material to be like, hey, we want to make sure this is, you know what I'm saying, right. So he's being consulted
Also,
a
they
lot.
just trying to make sure that George is happy because like he is not hesitant to go on his little blog and just
Mm-hmm.
air it out
Mm-hmm.
in front of company. He does not.
Don't
That
care.
man does not care. He
Mm-mm.
was like, "Look, man, I ain't like it. I ain't like how they did it. I ain't like
Mm-hmm.
how they doing it. So
Yeah.
this is what it is." Like, yo, bro, they didn't even like consult us. Like, nah, I don't care.
So, Rashad, I want to revisit something real quick because we talking Game of Thrones right now, and we're still holding out real quick for, you know, tell y'all the big news that seems is going to happen. What with the OG series? What season do you think they kind of jump the tank with? Like,
I think the phrase looking for is jump the shark,
yeah, my bad, jump
and
the shark.
I'm thinking, okay, okay. So we had 8 seasons total, right?
Hmm.
I'll be honest, I didn't watch a season in real time until season 6.
Okay.
Um, so just from my perspective, I really I like okay. There's some aspects of each seasons that have been great. The only thing I would say midway through season 7 is
Okay.
when things started to kind of be like, oh man, like that's not what's going on. Even some things in season 8, like people don't like people like have like issues with that I don't really have issues with. Like
Yeah.
one of the main thing is like sort of like the speed running from place to place. Like
Yeah.
man, like I get it. Like it's whatever.
Hmm.
The thing that I would have to say season 8 because even season 7 is still a decent season.
Yeah.
But you know what it is, Tony?
What's
Like
that?
in retrospect, I
What's
think
that?
people not really mad about the entire season because if they would have stuck the landing with the ending, people would have been
I
satisfied.
think that's exactly what it is. And I feel the same way, Rashad. Like season 6 was a very solid season. Season 7, in my opinion, was like the season that we were all waiting for. That's the season where Danny finally makes it to Westeros. You know, you finally see the meetup between her and, you know what I'm saying, her and John. And you know, that's the stuff that we want, you know, their interaction and how, you know what I'm saying, what was going to come of that. Season 8, we would we wanted to see I think that was more with the battle. We wanted to see the battle for Winterfell and the battle for the kingdom and stuff. And I think what ended up happening with it was, and this is what I told someone what I feel happened with the show. D&D, when them two dudes got the green light from Disney to do them Star Wars movies, they said, out with the old and on to the new.
Yeah,
They like
yeah,
really, because the last season I think was supposed to be about 8 episodes, right? Rashad? 8, maybe a full 10.
something like that.
It was supposed to be a full season. And D&D, they were in such a rush to do Star Wars. And you know, if you want to know the crazy part about it, Rashad, there were certain Star Warsy things that you saw that they did in that final season to be like, hey, y'all, look what we about to do. Let me Star Wars this up a little bit. Like the whole Danny giving the speech at the end after burning down Westeros, and you saw like all the Unsullied lined up, and it was very stormtrooperish. You know what I'm saying? Like it was very General Hux giving the first order speech and Force Awakens. You know, it was
Yeah,
really given that, and you could tell that a lot of stuff was really rushed and forced. Of course, I've seen certain things of what the story should have been, but I think the one thing, like you said, Rashad, that really blew everybody was Brand Broken. I think
that's
that is the one thing that everybody was just like, mm. I think the people that were, in my opinion, wrongly upset that Danny snapped, because that were wrongly upset. And that's my opinion. People that was like, Dany wouldn't have done that. I was like, are y'all crazy? This woman, the entire series was extremely impulsive. And there were really only two people who could rein in her impulsiveness, which was Jorah and Missandei. Both of them mofos were gone and dead. There were nobody else to rein in her impulsiveness. And then you even had Olenna kind of like tell her, remember she had that one-on-one meeting with Dany, and Dany was like, and she was like, look here, you're a dragon. Be a dragon. Mm-hmm. And when Missandei got her head lopped off, and that was that was a wrap, yo, for real. She snapped. She was like, man, F them bells. And that's when she burnt down all of Westeros. So people were like, oh my God, Dany is so, she wouldn't. No, that was on par for her, for her to be impulsive. Now, the extra stuff with her being like, it is my job to heal the world. All that stuff, they was bugging on that stuff. But, Bran the Broken, yo, for real. Like, the whole series, this boy is talking about the whole he was Jon Snow. That was Jon Snow's family member. The whole time he's like, I am more than this. I am that. I am the three-eyed raven. I am not here. I can't be the Lord of Winterfell. And then Tyrion says this, and then he just like, why do you think I came all this way? You creepy little weirdo. What?
Okay, for real. That was probably the most unsatisfying thing. It really wasn't a show. It wasn't Dany burning down same whatever.
King's Landing.
King's Landing. It wasn't the what's the name of the King's the way to get to King's Landing.
Oh yeah,
the trail when when she burned down the train, so when they had the gold and all that, like it wasn't all that. Like it was the last 10 minutes.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And like I'm saying, like I try to stay away from a lot of the discourse, but like a lot of the stuff in the season, like I even understood what was going on behind the scenes with them ready to get out the paint, and even trying to, because remember that they had that and a Netflix deal. They was hot in the streets. You know what I'm saying? They even had the daggone Confederate pilot for HBO.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
In Trump's America, they probably would have greenlit that joint. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's those couple of things, not a problem. But that brand being over the daggone Seven Kingdoms, like, just made zero sense. Let's get to the big news.
All right, here we go. Let us have it, Rashad.
All right, so this is one of the things that they always talk about in Game of Thrones on the series, of course. And that is essentially a man who had two sister wives and they were murdering everything. And they talking about, hey man, we might as well make this into a series.
Yes. And
Aegon, the true Aegon, the Conqueror,
OG Aegon,
Aegon won. You know what I'm saying? Like they're talking about making a series out of that story. Now, if you've been following along, this is what everything is taught. Like, they reference Aegon the Conqueror so much, that it's only right for them to actually make this into a series and really be. It's because for us it's either two series. It's either this or it's the fall of Valyria. Of Valyria. That's the only two series I want to see. Yeah. To be honest, I don't really care what's going on ahead. I'm cool with the little, little hedge night, Dunkin' Egg. But either we gonna see Aegon and his sister wives crushing people, or I want to see the spectacle that is the Targaryens and the Valerians getting the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
That's all.
Davies the dreamer waking up one day saying, "Hey, Papa, we need to go."
I've seen it.
Because the craziest thing about this whole thing, the Targaryens in Valeria, were like low class, like high society.
That's what I'm saying.
They were at the bottom
they were
of
peasants.
the bottom. So it's like they were still like part of the high society, but they were like near the bottom of the families there, you know. So I want to see. You know why I want to see Aegon Conquest.
Why's that?
I want to finally see how mother effing big Balerion is.
Yes.
Because listen here, folks. Balerion is the largest dragon in the history of Westerbros. The only other dragon close to Balerion, I don't even know if they're gonna do it in this show, is the cannibal. But I don't even think they're gonna do the cannibal in this show. Remember, Rashad, the first time we saw Vhagar? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We was like, damn, Vhagar big. And then you remember the season finale of House of the Dragon when sweet precious Luke went to Storm's End to win the favor of the Baratheon guy. He gets off his dragon and he's walking and all of a sudden he turns and looks. I looked over to my left and he saw Vhagar. And we looked and was like, Jesus Christ. Vhagar is bigger than Storm's End. I just want to say something. Balerion is Vhagar at this point is what, like 200 years old?
Yeah.
And even at this age, that big age, is still smaller than Balerion the Black Dread. They said Balerion the Black Dread was so big that it could eat a mammoth in one bite. And we've seen how big those mammoths are north of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I cannot wait if they do this. And it seems all fingers are pointing to this is about to happen. I can't wait to see how large Balerion the Black Dread is. And then too, I have a feeling in this probably won't be the first season, but the second season, maybe the second season finale, when they do the Field of Fire scene, which is the only time Aegon and both of his sisters, with all three dragons, took out an army. The only time together. They did it together. And I am here for it.
That would be glorious to watch.
Yes.
Like that. Like Tony.
Mm-hmm.
What if HBO actually had the balls and made this as a movie? Like we could kill builders, or we could,
mm-hmm.
Matrix 1 and Suitors. It's
Mm-hmm.
like we could make this, or we can make this a two-parter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you know how you can make it a two-parter? You can make it a two-parter by the first part is basically him and his sister wives. They're orchestrating the plan to make this happen. Be like, hey, we're gonna kill these peasants, and these mofos gonna make us to make you the king of Westeros. And you can see all the good stuff that happens with that. And then the second part basically be him conquering, you know what I'm saying, the Westeros. And they could end the movie on him taking Balerion, flying beyond the wall. Somehow, you know what I'm saying, flying beyond the wall and seeing the army of the dead, and that's where we tie that in with the cat's paw. Since they want to, since that it's not in the books, but they want to with the shows and stuff, they want to tie that dagger into everything, especially now with the prophecy of Aegon's, you know what I'm saying, prophecy, man. Like I said, Rashad, listen, you and me, we here for everything Game of Thrones because that's our baby. Even before we started doing this whole Westerbros thing,
we was talking about
we
it.
we would see an episode and boom, just start texting each other. But hey man, you see, bro, yeah, texting each other and everything like that. And I'm thoroughly excited for the opportunities that are coming from this. And then once again, we know there were other things that were supposed to happen. Some stuff is in the holding area. Some stuff they're just like, yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna say I would put a lot of money on Snow is not gonna happen.
Nah, I think a lot of the stuff like right after the original Game of Thrones series ended is not happening. Because remember, very notably, they had like 5 pilots.
And remember the cancel pilot, which was the first show that we were supposed to get?
Yeah, the one with was it like Winona Ryder was in that joint or something?
I think so. Yeah, that was going to be like showing the beginning of the first war with the White Walkers. The Age of Heroes. This is
now you got to remember too, Tony. Like they spent $30 million on this and did not do it.
Yeah, they shot a pilot.
They shot an entire pilot. You say, you know what? No, we ain't feeling this.
Yeah,
They shot several pilots. Yeah. And it was like, you know what, man? So that's let's think about this. I'm gonna invest, let's just say, $90 to $100 million in pilots, hire crews, make things, craft services, travel, accommodations, actors and actresses. Like I'm gonna do all this just and imagine you on what
announce the cast because the
you
cast
on one of the ones that you on one of the ones that didn't get the green light. You sick. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, that's just how serious that HBO is about this franchise, especially after the end of the OG series.
Do you think HBO really wants to, with the Game of Thrones franchise and world, and with do you think they want to try? Not saying it's going to happen, but I'm just saying try to be able to compete with Star Wars. Because that is a very tall task. Because Star Wars is possibly the #1 like franchise in the history of
all time. There's a bit of me that would want to say yes to that, only because it's David Zaslav, but also no, because it's David Zaslav.
Right. Yeah.
And unless we have like Game of Thrones, a reality show based on Game of Thrones that costs like $1 million and they're gonna get like quadruple their return, then they probably if this was just HBO standalone company and HBO wasn't bought out by this this conglomerate, I'll be like I can see that happening. So the way and the only way that they would do this is, like I said, they got to make some of these in movies. Now, I think that would be an easy transition for them. I'm not sure if they're so keyed in on having people stay on Max as a streaming service, keep those numbers up, that they would never want to do a movie because it kind of goes against their ethos as a company.
Yeah, because they always do movies that are on HBO.
Yeah, or do like
but if they did a movie with this, there ain't no way they're just gonna put this on. They're gonna go.
Tony, imagine a rated R Game of Thrones movie.
Man, they gonna
in IMAX.
I mean this
with dragons.
I mean this in the most non-crazy way possible. If they do this, HBO is going to put their meat completely on the table and be like, "What's up? What's up?"
Nah, yo, because think about it like this, because metaphorically, like that's what Dune is. Like Dune is like, look, yo, we're gonna make the most beautiful looking thing, and y'all gonna love it, and that's what Dune is to me. And Dune, and the part 2 is probably one of the best movies in the past 10 to 15 years. But like if they could do that and maybe get Miguel back. to direct that jump.
Yeah.
It could be utterly amazing.
Because I see so much potential, like, going back to my original question of, could they, compete on the level of, with the Star Wars franchise. I see so much potential. I can eventually see one at one time at some point, Rashad, there be a Game of Thrones con, almost like a Star Wars celebration. You know what I'm saying? Star Wars celebration.
Because I feel like there should be already,
Yeah.
right? But it's probably just like, they're probably like people at like Dragon Con in Atlanta, or
Yeah.
like, some little smaller. But like I feel like they could, because the
They
community
could do a
is
con
already
completely dedicated to Game of Thrones.
the community is already there.
Yeah.
And me and Tony just talking about people who watching.
Yeah.
The community of book readers for this universe
is massive.
Is ridiculous.
And
a lot of them don't even like the TV stuff.
And what's even more crazy is the people that are the hardcore TV folk. I'm letting y'all know now, because I'm I'm audiobooking the books. I'm on book 4 right now, Feast for Crows. I'm on that book right now or whatnot. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Everybody's like, oh, Westerbros. Let me explain something to y'all. Across that narrow sea, over there in Essos, and beyond Essos, it's some wild stuff going on for real. That because at one point they were going to do, I think, an animated series based on the ancient tribe of Yeti or something like that. And those folk are crazy over there, and it's a lot of stuff, man. And like I said, me and Rashad, Game of Thrones has kind of been like one of our babies. To do this, and we're here, you know what I'm saying? We're here for it.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to be here for it.
If they're going to air it, we're going to watch it and we're going to review it. That's just the very long and short of it. But this has been a fun time speculating. But it's because, and that's another aspect of Game of Thrones that we really don't see at all. Like, we can easily talk about Essos. We can talk about the what's the name of the company that has all the money?
The golden, the Iron Bank.
Talk about the Iron Bank. We can talk about the faceless people. Yeah, like this, like you
go to Bravo. It's more stuff crazy in Bravo.
That's what I'm saying. Like we can have Tony, since we here,
let's go for it, baby.
Imagine we have a Game of Thrones spy series with the faceless. Like, do you know how dope that could be? Just look, it ain't got to be a whole 7, 8. It could be like a limited series. Just give me 6 episodes.
And I could give you pitch you an idea for it.
What's that?
The idea is that the faceless men are basically the watchers of what's going on over in Westeros, and actually in every great family there is a member of the faceless men that's a part of the great families.
So essentially, they're the Bene Gesserit of
kind of. Yeah, yes and no. Yeah.
Like they're like undercover Bene Gesserit.
Right. They not out here wearing the black KKK outfits and mixing babies and breeding and stuff. But kind of but like
yo, that is wild.
But they're basically the faceless men have at least one member of the faceless men order infiltrated in each of the great houses just to be like, yeah, this is what the hell is going on over here. Kind of, keeping order, but not really, but just kind of in the thing.
Imagine getting like a horrible detail. Like you got to go to Harrenhal.
Oh. I got one better for you. Yeah, we're gonna send you to the twins with the phrase, "Oh God, Almighty."
Hey, we're gonna send you to the wall.
Yeah, we're gonna send you to the Iron Islands on Pike. Ain't nothing.
Like, why am I going to the wall, yo? Like,
for real.
What you get? Oh man, I'm going to Westeros. What you got? Oh, I'm going to chill with the Starks. What you got? The wall. What you got? The area between the area between the wall.
Oh yeah. Where you at, man? They got me a hard home. Oh God.
Oh,
Oh. Hey man, whatever happened to Joshua? Won't he had hard home? Hey, you ain't heard? They got wiped out by the dead, baby.
You said, yeah, that little random area between, like, the wall and like where the Starks is. I mean, yeah, where the Starks is at.
With
Yeah,
the gift, that little area.
yeah. Like for some reason, like we've been seeing like random things happening at nighttime.
Yeah, listen, wow.
You hear babies crying, and then all of a sudden they not.
Yeah, you're like, what the hell is going on? Where's your man? They got me going beyond the fucking wall. What the God Almighty?
He said, "What you doing, man? I've been out here with the wildins.
I've been out here with the wildins, yo, for real. How is it? It's cold as hell, bro.
Like, these bastards is crazy.
Yo, they got these niggas that are bald headed. They call the fins. They out here eating folk, and I gotta go hang with these folk. I gotta.
Oh my God. I did see a guy with a flaming sword the other day. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, one night I was standing post and I just saw a bunch of crows just flying, and then in the distance I saw a white dude. No, like a really white dude with blue eyes just roaming around. I was like, yo, I got to the harbor and got on the quickest boat back to Essos. Like, hey, yo, I can't do this, man.
Y'all gotta send somebody else. I'm done.
A man has no name, and I have no business being over there.
Oh God! A man has no name, and I have no shame. I'm afraid. You know what I'm saying?
Afraid for real.
Oh God! All right, man. Let's wrap this up, man. Yeah. But nah, for real. I don't know when HBO is dropping this. Well, I'm sorry, Max is going to be dropping
A Night of
the Seven Kingdoms, probably like October. Yeah. If we get any pertinent news, or whenever they drop a full teaser trailer, I know it sounds like an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Whenever they drop a trailer, I'll react and we'll talk about it, because it is high time. It's going to be March in like a week and a day. So something got to give. They really trying to slow burn this, slow roll it out. Oh, okay. So next up for HBO is Last of Us. Is right? Last of Us. It's like March, right?
Yes.
And
right now, the White Lotus is up right now, and then right after White Lotus, it's going to be The Last of Us. Yeah.
Excuse me. Like, I really think that HBO just isn't spending a whole lot of money on marketing right now, because they really haven't marketed Last of Us Season 2 a lot at all either. I mean, because on the stuff that I'll watch, I haven't seen a whole lot of just this marketing for that. We know, but the
general public
population is not really super aware that Season 2 is like imminent. So more than likely they'll probably drop a trailer after that season, hopefully. But yeah. We'll be back soon. If you haven't checked this out on the channel, we just finished Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. You guys should watch that.
Yeah.
I asked last night on Threads, did we just watch a perfect series of animation? And a lot of people agree with me. So like it's been really good. Yeah, just finished that. What else we just finished? We just finished we saw a movie. So Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
A lot of thoughts on that. That's on the channel as well. And looking ahead, other stuff is coming up too.
Yeah, I think the next big thing, the next big thing that we will be discussing is literally in 2 weeks. When we come back with the MCU Collective with Daredevil.
Yes. And that has a really odd release schedule too. We'll talk about it some other time. But yo, just make sure you stay tuned to the channel. If you're on the live, man, y'all real out, y'all the real MVP out here. If you catch us on the replay, y'all cool too. And again, I apologize because I have not told anybody that we're going live ever. So I'll try to do a better job of that. But other than that, man, we will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Question. You had asked me, I didn't even reply back to your text about had I seen Invincible. Were you talking about this
Current season.
This current season. Okay, you said season 2. I was like, ain't this season
No,
3?
I meant to say episode 2.
Was that the one with Battle Cat? You told
Yes. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
You said I would have Viltrumites. My man's sole purpose is I want to see if anybody can kill me. What is going on?
Yo, Battle Cat is wild just as a character. Like that first season when he mopped everybody in that scene and it almost killed Mark.
And Omni-Man just floating above, watching everything just happen. Because it's funny because the Viltrumites are basically the Saiyans.
They are.
After a defeat, they get strong. Only thing the Saiyans don't self-heal. You know what I'm saying? But they get stronger. But after a battle, they get stronger and everything, and the longer they live. Because I had to look it up. Omni-Man is like 2,000 years old.
No, he's very old.
Yeah, he's very old or whatever. So that is funny, and that's why I can't wait to see future stuff. Because when that same episode when they did kind of like that prologue part, not the beginning of the episode when Mark went into the future, because it doesn't say how far in the future it is, and he sees Immortal, and Immortal was like, "It's you, but you're smaller. You ain't as big as you were when you know what I'm saying, when you left here or whatnot." So it's that show is so good. It's such a good show, but
like I'm growing, like, okay. And this is I don't know, this is like a personal feeling. Like the shows on Amazon, between that one and The Boys, I'm just getting tired of them. Like I really try to have, like, I had this, like, come to Jesus meet with myself about The Boys. I'm like, I didn't like last season. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go watch season 5.
Ain't this supposed to be the final season?
It's the final season.
We just watch it, Rashad, just to be like, all right, that's all we could do is just be like, you know what?
Oh my God! Like, I guess
we're gonna get through these 8-10 episodes, and
I'll be a completionist. But aside from that, man, it's like season 4 was so like, it wasn't boring. It just was like gratuitous for gratuity's sake.
And that's exactly how I felt. And then I'm gonna tell you the episode where I was like, all right, what am I doing here? The barn. That's when I was like,
when they gave compound V to the animals, I'm like,
I said, why am I here?
I'm like, I'm done.
I was like, why am I here?
And then they killed Victoria Newman, to me the most interesting character on the show. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out. Did they kill her daughter? Is her daughter still alive, right? Didn't they ship her daughter to like to the place that, like,
nigga, you asked the wrong one, because I
don't remember. I feel like they took her to the same place that they went to in season 2 or 1.
Is Giancarlo? Did they set up with Giancarlo?
Giancarlo's in a prison. I think she's at that at that vault place that had other superpowered people.
He got in the prison. He got out. Remember, she helped them break out after the crazy barn animal thing.
That's how much I remember. Like, I feel like they sent her there, because remember the episode when oh
shit.
The episode when Lazaro's character, and he got smacked in the face with a dude that had like the really big schlong. The episode, so they was at that facility. The girl that had like the buzz cut.
Yeah.
I feel like they sent her there. I could be wrong. I don't know, but like, and then they never. Where is she? You know what I'm saying? Like, they just used her as a plot device. We thought that she was going to be the one that was popping heads, but it was Victoria Newman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. All right.